power outages hit Ukraine after strikes, U.S. to send newer Abrams tanks. 10 regions of Ukraine were hit by emergency power outages Friday, a day after a Russian barrage, the state power grid operator said. Ukrenergo said the latest of the missile and drone attacks that have battered energy facilities across the country for months knocked out electricity around the capital. The city of Kyiv in the northeast and the western city of Lviv, near the Polish border. As Western countries pledged to ship battle tanks to Kyiv, Japan expanded its ban on exports to Russia, while the Kremlin maintained that it was increasingly adapting to life under sanctions. Here's the latest on the war and its ripple effects across the globe. Key developments. Russia's defense ministry said its forces hit Ukraine's energy system on Thursday with drones and a massive missile strike from the air and the sea. The attacks disrupted the transportation of weapons and ammunition, the ministry said Friday. A Ukrainian official said at least 11 people were killed and 11 others injured in the strikes. The type of American tank going to Ukraine will be the M1A2 Abrams, according to Pentagon spokeswoman Sabrina Singh. The M1A2 has more advanced electronics and targeting ability than the M1A1 Abrams, according to U.S. military specifications. The Biden administration announced this week that it will send 31 of the U.S. main battle tanks, which are not expected to arrive in Ukraine for many months. These decisions do not bring anything terrible for us, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Friday after Japan announced new sanctions. He also accused President Biden of blocking an end to the war instead of pressuring Kyiv to stop fighting. We now see that the current White House leader does not want to use this key. On the contrary, he chooses to continue pumping Ukraine with weapons, Peskov said. The UN Refugee Agency said Moscow is giving Ukrainian children Russian passports and putting them up for adoption. In a Reuters interview during his visit to Kyiv, UN High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grandi accused Russia on Friday of violating the fundamental principles of child protection in situations of war. U.S. government auditors are in Kyiv this week as part of steps to ensure that no aid or weapons are diverted, Victoria Nuland, Undersecretary for Political Affairs at the State Department, told lawmakers Thursday. Several senior Ukrainian officials resigned or faced dismissal this week over corruption allegations. Russia plans to change the official time in territories it illegally annexed during the conflict to Moscow time, an hour ahead of clocks in Ukraine, according to a statement by the Ministry of Industry and Trade of Russia. Battleground updates. Poland will deliver 60 tanks to Ukraine, including 30 of the Polish PT-9120 and 14 of the German-made Leopard 2, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Friday. Kyiv's Western allies have agreed to send battle tanks after months of deadlock, although the broader package put together by the United States and European allies includes a mix of models, each with different delivery times and logistical hurdles, the Washington Post reports. The head of the UN nuclear watchdog said inspectors reported powerful explosions outside the Zaporizhzhia plant in Ukraine. Rafael Mariano Grossi, director of the International Atomic Energy Agency, said such events have occurred almost daily in recent weeks around the site of Europe's largest nuclear power plant, which is under Russian control.